Welcome everybody to another essay correction lesson. I think it's good to examine mistakes because the more you focus on your mistakes, the more you avoid your mistakes. So let's have a look. Some people prefer to live in a small town. Others prefer to live in a big city. Which place would you prefer to live in? So it's a classic town versus city essay. It's like that story that you read when you're a kid, Town Cat Mouse and Country Mouse. I don't know if you've ever read that story for kids. But this is a really typical essay question. So it's worth working out what kind of answer you would use in an essay like this. It's a very common topic. So when I think of living in a small town, comma, excellent, that's a fronted subordinate clause, and so we need a comma. A picture of the American dream suburb comes to mind. Now, American dream is a noun technically, but you're using it as an adjective here describing suburb, and that's the reason why I've put a hyphen in there. It makes it clearer that it's a compound adjective, and I have put it in quotation marks, yes, speech marks, because it's usually a noun, it's not normally an adjective. But I agree that we could use it, especially in conversational English, as the American dream suburb, and that's why I haven't changed it. But it would need an article, yeah, a picture of the American dream suburb, or maybe an American dream suburb. You know, you could say that as well. And as it's the first sentence, I don't mind an at all. You know, you're introducing this idea, and so that's possible, but the is also possible. So a picture of an American dream suburb comes to mind, and yeah, we usually say something comes to mind or doesn't come to mind. I don't think we usually put the possessive pronoun in there, and that's why I've put it in brackets. It's not grammatically incorrect, but it doesn't sound as natural as comes to mind. Okay, and so I recommend getting rid of it. So a picture of an American dream suburb comes to mind, which is characterized by things such as complete autonomy, community life, and other things that people who live in cities are rarely familiar with. Okay, that's all good. And notice that this such as is defining things. Things is a very vague word, and so this such as is defining which things, and that's why we don't use commas for this such as. If this had been a really concrete noun and specific, we probably would need commas around the such as part. Okay, so let's carry on. On the one hand, now this is something you just have to memorize, guys, and you can put a comma there if you want to. I probably would, but it's up to the writer, really. You can miss it out as well. But please memorize on the one hand, on the other hand. Yeah, because they are the expressions that we use. So on the one hand, this sounds, not this is sound, like this sounds like a great deal. Yeah, that's the verb sounds. Yeah, and so we don't need another verb. It is, wait, whoopsie daisy, let's go back from that. This sounds like a great deal. And then I've put a colon in here rather than the comma which the student had used. I've put a colon in there because colons are great for lists or explanations, and you've already got a main clause on the left, which is what you need, although one on the right is okay as well. But usually, traditionally, you get a main clause on the left, and then you get a colon, and then you get a list or explanation. Yeah. On the one hand, this sounds like a great deal, namely a plot of land of your own, no neighbours to deal with, a feeling of freedom, great air quality, and other benefits that are unique to sparsely populated areas. That's a